morning. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. It rained pretty much all day yesterday, so everything is wet out here, and it's probably in the mid 50s, low 60s. It's a beautiful day, and I just wanted to come out and show you some updates on our squirrel situation. So if you saw our video from a couple weeks ago in Buffy's garden, there was a infestation of tree squirrels and ground squirrels, and we were super excited to catch one in this trap about a week ago and relocated it up to the mine. Well, another 2 weeks went by and we never caught another squirrel. And chipmunks could get in and out of this thing no problem. So they were sneaking in, eating all the bait, and then sneaking out, and we never caught another squirrel. So we got a new live trap, kind of a double-sided live trap. And look at that, success. Yes. Hello, Mr. Squirrel.
So thanks to my dad, who has spent the last, 40 or 50 years catching pack rats. He had this live trap with little holes so this little guy can't get out. Now listen, yesterday I caught 3.
Yeah.
Relocated to the mine, and I think this is the last little buddy from that family. So we're gonna go reunite him with his brothers and sisters up at the mine.
Yeah, it's a live trap. We're not killing him. We're just relocating him about 3 miles up into the mountains.
And my dad said, you should put a little fingernail polish on his toes and see if he comes back.
Totally. I did wonder if they're just going to relocate back down here.
I think there's an infinite number of ground squirrels, but to be clear, these are squirrels that I believe are residents inside the garden. So that's what I'm trying to clear out.
I think there's an underground railroad and the squirrels are just burrowing under the ground to get through the fence, but not sure.
No, look. One lives here. For sure. That's a hole where one lives. And then right here, there's a whole compound. Like if you look, that hole, and then it's all underneath. You can go right through there. So these squirrels have been born here and have lived in here.
Yep. All right, relocating up to the mine. The garden's coming along very nicely. Squirrels nipped off some of the buds.
Yeah, it's been a real challenge with the squirrels, but it is going to advance. In the next probably 6 weeks, you'll see some real changes. I like to grow from seed, which is kind of frustrating for some gardeners, especially in this area. But there's something very rewarding about growing from seed. So I continue to do it. Okay, we're on our way to the mine to relocate the squirrel. Today is June 22nd, 2024. Today is the day of the San Juan Solstice 50-mile ultra run here in Lake City. This run started this morning around 5 a.m. These participants, and I think there's usually about 250 runners, they sign on knowing that they are going to run 50 miles up rugged terrain, through creek crossings, up on the Continental Divide, all day long for many, many, many hours. But we do want to show you the finish line where the runners are going to come in, and we'll give you updates on what the fastest time. So they basically run up County Road 20, which is where we're headed. They take a trail that we've covered before in a previous video, the Alpine Gulch Trail. They run up Alpine Gulch, they run over to Williams Creek, which I think is somewhere around 17 miles. I'm not 100% sure. And then they continue on, they catch another county road up to the Carson town site. Then they run across the Continental Divide. They come down Slumgullion a little bit, then they run through Vickers area and down a trail towards town, and then they run through town for their final approach, and it is 50 miles, and it is nuts.
Starting at about 8,700 feet and going up to probably more than 12,000, I'm guessing, when they're up across over the top, maybe even higher than that.
Yeah. The other thing is we do have some local runners that we want to kind of keep tabs on. So anyway, we're going to show you the finish line, and we'll see what else is down there. Okay, here is the finish line for the Solstice race, and you can see, I don't know if this is going to focus on that clock, but it's been 4 hours, 22 minutes, and 20 seconds since the runners took flight. There hasn't been any across the finish line over here, but it really won't be long. We've made it up to the Alpine Gulch trailhead. And I just think about those 300-ish runners that came through here before the sun even rose and started their journey up Alpine Gulch. It has been raining for 2 days. The water is super high, and I'm assuming that those river crossings were not easy. So hats off to these runners who have already been on the trail for hours. Okay, little buddy.
He made it. He's a little stressed out.
He's stressed, but he's about to, his siblings are here.
He did pee in the car.
No, that's just water from the rain.
Oh, sure it is. That is squirrel pee.
Come on, little buddy. You're going to go see all your family.
Up at the hardtack mine, we are adding to the population of squirrels up here.
Yeah, and I've let off the others who I do think are siblings.
And ready? How long is it going to take him?
Go on, buddy. Come on. Where'd you go?
There he goes. And he's a goner. He's up the rocks. Where'd he go? I lost him.
I don't know, but his
He
brothers and sisters are here.
Ran into a crevice in the rock. He's gone.
He's gone. He's going to have a great life up here. Plenty of food, and like I said, his siblings are here.
What a beautiful day.
We're out enjoying some coffee with Mom and Dad, and Mom's hummingbirds are crazy. They are just flying around, chasing each other. I'm hoping they do a little bit of a show for you guys. Let's see. I mean, let's see. Gonna be patient. Sure, you can hear them. They're going nuts. They love it here. So do we. They really love this tree. They like to spend time in this tree. And, oh yeah, there they are. Not a bad way to spend a Saturday morning. The water is up, but it's pretty and green, but it's roaring through here. What a beautiful day it is. Huh? Squirrel Shangri-La. The little marmot. They get scared and they run off, but there's a ton of them out here. Ground squirrels. Only one marmot. He lives up there somewhere. 5 hours, 32:16.
Hey guys, how's it going? All right, so we caught the squirrel. We took it back up to the mine. We reunited it. Actually, as soon as Buffy let the squirrel go out of the cage, it ran up the hillside up into this rock, and there were about 4 or 5 more squirrels there, and they all started squeaking and chirping and running around in circles. So we feel good. We feel like we reunited the squirrel with its family. But I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what we've got coming up here and what our videos are going to look like over the next couple of weeks probably. So we actually have a big trip coming up. Now today's Saturday, and tomorrow morning Sunday, we are heading out of town and we are heading to Hawaii. So this is kind of crazy how this developed. This is a super last minute trip. We just planned this trip probably about not even a month ago, 3 weeks ago. And so one of my older brothers sent me a text and said, hey, we're thinking about going to Hawaii in a few weeks. You guys probably can't make it with this super short notice, but any chance you guys would want to go? And we had gone together a couple of years ago in the summer of 22 with our kids and had a just an awesome time. Did about a week and a half on Kauai. And this time he was planning on going to the Big Island on the west coast to what's called Waikaloa Village or Waikaloa Beach. And so we kind of thought, there's no way this is going to work. We can't plan a trip this big in 2 or 3 weeks. But I looked at my work schedule. I already had about 6 or 7 of those days off. I only had to get a couple other days off. It happened to work out for our kids. Flights were expensive, but reasonable, not ridiculously expensive. And so we were able to make it work. So we said, hey, we're in, let's do it. And then not even 24 hours later, my other brother heard about this and he said, well, I kind of want to go. And so he signed up. And then my dad signed up. And so now essentially our entire family, all 3 brothers, dad, and the kids, there's a couple of adult kids that aren't able to come, unfortunately. They're a bit older and they've got lives of their own. One of them's in the Air Force, one of them has kids of his own, and they couldn't get the time off to be able to go. But outside of that, there'll be a total of 11 of us, including our kids and my brother's kids and my dad. And we are staying in 3 I think, separate condos in Waikaloa, kind of right on a golf course. And that's really about it. We're going in less than 12 hours, 24 hours, 12 hours. We have flights, we have an Airbnb, and we have a Turo rental car. And that's essentially all the plans that we have. So everything else is going to be kind of day by day, minute by minute. We're going to figure out as we go, which I'm kind of excited about. I think that might make it a little bit more spontaneous and a little bit more fun. So we travel tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Sunday. We leave early tomorrow morning. Traveling out of Lake City is not the easiest thing in the world. So the closest airport is in Gunnison. The Denver airport is about 5 hours away. The Gunnison airport is about 1 hour away. We ended up biting the bullet and getting a more expensive flight to fly out of Gunnison, partly because when we did this trip last time, and it's the same situation this time, the only way to fly back is a red eye. And so you come back to Colorado landing, early in the morning, 6, 7 a.m. And we did this last time out of Denver. So we flew back and landed at 6, 7 a.m. and then had to get off the plane, which was a rough flight. I did not sleep well. And so we did not want to deal with that 5-hour drive after being on a plane all night long and landing at 6, 7 a.m. So we paid a little bit more to fly directly out of Gunnison. So we have a 7:40 a.m. flight tomorrow. We have to be there probably about 6:45 or so. So we are wheels up here at about 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. It's gonna be an early day. It's gonna be a long day. And so 5:30 a.m. we drive to Gunnison. We're gonna board that plane and that flies to Denver. And we have about a 3-hour layover. And then we fly direct from Denver to Kona, the airport on the Big Island, which is a little over a 7-hour flight. I think it's something like 7 hours, 10 minutes, something like that. And we're gonna land in Kona at about 3 o'clock Hawaii time, which is about 7 o'clock our time. And then the rest of the family doesn't come in until the next evening. So we have the first 24 hours in Hawaii on our own, and then we have about another 8 or 9 days with the entire family. So yeah, West Coast, Big Island, Waikaloa, super excited for the resort life, the pool, the beach, the snorkeling, the turtles. Oh, and we're planning on a night at the Volcano National Park. We're actually staying in the Volcano National Park Hotel. I don't think anything's actively erupting right now, but still, it looks like the scenery is jaw-dropping, and maybe we'll get lucky and see some steam or a little bit of lava or whatnot. I kind of doubt that, but anyway, it looks like it's an amazing experience up there. And that Volcano National Park is supposed to be where some of the best hikes on the island are, lava tubes, jungle hikes, all that stuff. So we're gonna experiment and we're gonna see how it goes, and we'll video as much as we can. And I'm not sure exactly how many videos, if we're gonna do a daily video or not. We want to make sure we enjoy the trip too, so we'll put out videos as we can and when we can. It's about almost 5 o'clock on Saturday evening right now, so we're about to go have one more dinner at Beny's Mexican restaurant here in Lake City, which just opened up a couple weeks ago, and then get to bed kind of early so we can be up by 4:35 a.m. and get on the road. So we'll touch base with you guys later. Hopefully these videos are fun to kind of follow along and check out some of our adventures, and we'll see you guys soon. All right, so I wanted to show you guys a little video of where we're going in Waikaloa in Hawaii, and I'm doing it from inside the Vision Pro. So we are currently sitting on the beach at Bora Bora, which is one of the new environments of the Vision Pro. And so this is a fully immersive 360-degree environment. And then here, I have maps going up. And so this is Waikaloa Village. So let me zoom out a little bit so first you can kind of see where we're at. So this is the big island of Hawaii, kind of most southeast island. There's the string. And so the last time we went, we stayed up in Kauai, up in that area, the northernmost island. And so now we're staying down here on the big island. And so I'm going to zoom in here and show you guys where we're going to be, if I can find it. So there's Waikaloa Village. And then right on the coast here is Waikaloa Beach, right down in here. And this is supposed to be a fun place with a bunch of shops and restaurants and bars and grills called the Kings and the Queens shops. So we'll be checking that out. And then we are basically staying, I want to say it's kind of right about in there on that condo, right on the golf course. And a long walk from the beach, but a doable walk from the beach. But we can also drive, and it looks like we can drive down and park right where that P is and then walk out here and then get access to this whole Waikaloa Beach right here where there's supposed to be some pretty nice snorkeling. And then the plan is to eventually explore a lot of this island. The airport is down over here in Kona, so that's where we're flying in. And then this in the center of the island here, Mauna Loa, in Volcano National Park. And I actually don't know where we're staying in there. I think it might be in Volcano, but I'm not exactly sure. There's Kilauea Volcano, Mauna Loa. I believe there are 4 active volcanoes in the big island. Mauna Kea, I think there's another one too. But anyway, we'll find more about that out when we get out there. But we're going to spend one night in the national park. We have a reservation at the Volcano National Park Hotel. And I think we're going to spend one day kind of coming down the southern side of the island and coming across over here to Volcano, and then on the other day, going across this road across the northern part of the island. It isn't that long. I want to say 2 or 3 hours to get across the island, so it'll be a full day trip to get there and get back, and maybe a 2-day trip actually. But that's what it looks like. That's where we're going, and we'll see how the journey goes. We can zoom all the way out, and oh my God, it is a long distance from the blue dot where we are now to Waikaloa Village. That's a heck of a flight. So like I said, about a 7-hour flight. Once we get to Denver, we have about a 3-hour layover in Denver too. So we've made it to Beny's Family Restaurant. This just opened here a couple weeks ago. It's a chain. There's one other restaurant somewhere else. The Ghost Springs, I think. It's Beny's restaurant.
You are there! Woohoo! Yeah, yeah!
We are back home from Beny's. Overall, Beny's review, it's good. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. It's a little bland. I thought the drinks were a little weak. The food, it could use a little bit more flavor, and it could use to come out more hot. But they're still new in town. They've only been here a few weeks. We're not giving final judgment yet, and it's not bad. I would definitely go back there again. In fact, I had something tonight that was the best I've had so far. I had some steak carne asada enchiladas, and it really it was not bad. I would definitely go there again, but it's also not amazing. So we're just doing our last minute stuff. We're pretty much packed, doing downloading. We have a 7-hour flight, so we need some stuff to watch. Ethan's packing, Logan's at his place packing. We're just getting ready. I just checked into the rental car, the Churro. Had to take a picture of a selfie with my license. So that's interesting. Let's see how that goes. The car is supposed to be parked at the airport parking lot waiting for us when we get to Kona. Hopefully that goes well. And we are flying on the Dreamliner tomorrow, so I'm definitely excited about that. I've only flown the Dreamliner once, and it was a pretty short flight, so a 7-hour flight on the Dreamliner. Yes, please. That sounds awesome. So yeah, we are doing our last minute preparations and hopefully early to bed tonight, and then we'll be on the road early tomorrow morning. All right, so we're all packed in. I'm about to go to bed, but before I go to bed, I wanted to tell you guys about the results of the San Juan Solstice 50-mile run. I'm speechless looking at these results. I don't even understand how this is possible. And this is totally unofficial. So this is just what I'm seeing on the website when I pull it up right now. But from what I see, the first place runner crossed the finish line at 1:32 p.m. The race started at 5 a.m. That's 8 hours and 32 minutes. And they ran 48.9 miles was the exact length of the entire course. 49 miles. And this isn't 49 miles around a track. This is 49 miles up, down, mountain passes, stream crossings, uneven ground, etc. And he did it in 8 hours and 32 minutes. I can't even comprehend this. I did the math and it works out to just a little bit more than a 10-minute mile. A 10-minute mile is a pretty decent brisk jog from 8,000 feet to 12,000 feet over logs, over crossings, over water. Wow. And so just super, super impressed by all the runners. It looks like there was 303 runners that entered in this race this year. And, there's a number. I'm looking at the other finishers. The second place was 207, and then 242, and then 244, 244, 257, 302. There are dozens and dozens of racers that finished in that kind of 3 to 4 o'clock range. And I mean, I don't care if you finished at the absolute last second before the sweep. If you finish this race, you are an animal. And I'm just so impressed and so blown away. So congratulations to all the San Juan Solstice runners. We're going to bed. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow with our travels to Hawaii.